CarolinaPrepper.com. If you're looking for quality food storage for hiking, fishing, hunting, basic survival needs, or just for everyday use, check out our food storage line at CarolinaPrepper.com. We also carry other fine quality products such as our can concealment holsters for men and women. Keeping your firearm under cover and within reach puts confidence in your hands in any situation. Our products are 100% American made. Check us out today at CarolinaPrepper.com. And good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing? That's the 8 o'clock whistle, as you heard. How is everybody? Hey, Hugh, good morning. How are you? Hey, Lori, good to see you. How is everybody? Inner Reset, Janice, Mike, Lori. Wow, everybody's coming in quick. Hey, Lynn, good to see you. Shauna, good morning. Hey, let's see. My goodness. Hey, Brian, how are you? Hey, Marco, good to see you. Yes, Janice, great speech. Hey, Kim, good to see you. How is everybody doing? A lot going on this morning. Let me just looking at something over here. Hey, look, thank you, Marco. Really appreciate it. Hey, Political, how are you? Hey, Danielle. Hey, Chicago Pops, Monica. Well, Hugh, we got to get you better than okay. We got to get you back to great. Wonderful this morning. Absolutely. Rocket Man. I know. Strong words for Rocket Man, I'll tell you. Let me quickly read a psalm for you before we get started. To you I will cry, O Lord, my rock. Do not be silent to me. Lest if you are silent to me, I become like those who go down to the pit. Hear the voice of my supplications when I cry to you, when I lift up my hands toward your holy sanctuary. Do not take me away with the wicked and with the workers of iniquity, who speak peace to their neighbors, but evil is in their hearts. Give them according to their deeds and according to their wickedness of their endeavors. Give them according to the work of their hands. Render to them what they deserve, because they do not regard the works of the Lord, nor the operation of his hands. He shall destroy them and not build them up. Blessed be the Lord, because he has heard the voice of my supplications. The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusted in him, and I am helped. Therefore my heart greatly rejoices, and with my song I will praise him. The Lord is their strength, and he is the saving refuge of his anointed. Save your people, and bless your inheritance. Shepherd them also, and hear them, and bear them up forever. Amen. Psalm 28. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for inviting people in. Hey, Monica. Better since the electricity is back on. Josette, good morning. Thumbs up on the hair. Thank you. It's not really cooperating, but if you like it, hey, that's good. Very appropriate. I know, Chicago Pops, a lot of stuff. Rocket Man, yes, he's going to get his, I think. He's not holding back. He's not kidding around. You know, it's like you're going to go down if you keep doing what you're doing. Trump just gave both barrels to the UN Rock in the dock in the Donald. Yeah, he did one, Fred. I'm telling you, it's really interesting. I was wondering what he was going to talk about, how he was going to sound. He sounds strong. Good morning. Good morning. How are you, random pick? They get thunder dropped. Exactly. Yes, yes, yes. So a lot of breaking news in that arena, in that regard. He said, in his words, Donald Trump said he was going to totally destroy North Korea if it was necessary. So those are pretty strong words. Venezuela is messed up, Marco. Thank you, Hugh. That was a fantastic speech. Wiping proud tears, Tiki said. Yes. Hey, Marlene, good to see you. How's everything going? I hope you're getting electricity and everything back to normal, if you aren't already. I liked also what he said about Iran, saying that Iran deal was an embarrassment to the United States. And he said, you haven't heard the last of it. And so that leads me to believe he's thinking about doing something and changing that agreement. You're whooped. I bet you are. One of the strongest speeches by U.S. President at NATO, Chicago Pop said. Oh, dang, my silencer was still on for the night before. Well, Barbara, we just got started, so that's not bad. You missed 4 minutes. You missed a prayer, so. Also called Iran a rogue state. That's very good because they are. Call it like he sees it. That's really good. Hey, Robert, good to see you. So how overall? Hey, Carmen. Overall, did you guys what would you give it? A 1 out of 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best speech you heard. What are your thoughts on that? 10. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. 10, 11. 100% great. Wonderful. Morning. How are you? Is Mexico a rogue state? Got my coffee cup filled. Good, Tiki. Good morning. Thanks, Robert, for coming in. Daniela, 10 plus. Wonderful speech. Mighty blessed one. Chicago Pops, more conservative, gave it a 9, right? Very good. Very, very good. I don't know. Marco, do you think Mexico's a rogue state? Why do you think Mexico's a rogue state? I don't think if Iran is a rogue state, I don't think that Mexico compares to that. I don't think they're as bad as Iran, if that's what you mean. What speech? What did you miss? The president spoke before the UN today. Mexico thinks Texas is. There you go. Was in back scope. Sounds like the mark the way they try to enforce its use. Hey, Mike, good to see you. I don't think it is, but I don't think they should pay for the wall either. Well, hey, listen, let me just tell you something. Mexico pours sewage into San Diego and has for, I don't know, since the 70s. They don't pay for that. Should they pay for that? Should they pay for the sewage that they're dumping into the bay and the ocean? I think I don't see why they shouldn't. We had to build the plant here to keep that out. Illegals are returning to Mexico in record numbers, 9 plus, but only because he mispronounced a few words, Shauna said. Let Trump take care of it. Yeah. The wall versus sewage. I know. Which is worse? I don't know. I think you need both, frankly. And I think that Mexico has enough money that they can pay for things. They don't pay for their people to have a good life. They pocket that money. Hey, Amanda. Amanda says, I agree. We need everyone to see Kevin Shipp, CIA whistleblower, YouTube before they kill him. Okay. I just believe no country could be forced to pay anything outside of their borders. But Marco, they're coming into our borders. So if they want to stay on their side, don't pay for the wall. But they come on our side. MS-13, all the drugs that they bring over, the human trafficking, et cetera, et cetera. So it's not like they stay on their own side of their border. If they did, sure, don't pay for the wall. But they're the ones that are abusing the borders, along with other people from other countries. They are here on my dime, and I don't like it. I know, Marianne, exactly. Again, we shouldn't have to pay for a wall to Mexico. If we stay on our side of the border, we don't cause trouble. But as soon as you start causing trouble, I think that you should have to pay for the border. I think also that you should start treating your people better so that they won't want to go outside of your country. Start giving them what they deserve. Okay, Marley, no problem. Hey, good morning, Antonio. Good to see you. No apologies with Trump, Alisa said. Yep, their people is why we need a wall. Good point, Amanda. Exactly what I'm saying here. It's like we wouldn't need a wall if you didn't come across it and break the laws by coming across it and then break the laws here. Illegals coming in is up 20% because California announced and Illinois being a sanctuary state. Yeah, and that's exactly what California wanted. They wanted illegals to come here because when they get a driver's license, they're going to be registered to vote. Wall is their fault, not mine. The Pelosi video is a prime example. Hey, Laura, good to see you. Nancy Pelosi yesterday, I don't know if you watched all of that. She was visibly shaking. She was like this holding the microphone. She was scared of those people. And they did not like her one bit. I think the Democrats have been under this assumption if you're a Democrat, you're going to be loved by people who are, the DACA or illegal immigrants, and they're saying, we don't want to have any use for you. I know, and the thing of it is, the Democrats have wanted nothing more than for us to reach across the aisle and work with them. So the moment that we do, look what happens. Their side didn't like it. California will be in a world of hurt, a sanctuary state, all illegals, do wells coming in. Yep. California Dreamer illegal is suing Trump. Yes. It was amazing to see POTUS spoke out against the Venezuelan government. Our prime minister would not say a word. Really sad, Josette said. Yep. Pack up there, boss. I know, and that's exactly what they wanted in California. They wanted all of them to come here and become registered voters. Hey, Robert. Pelosi needs to retire. She and Dems are totally out of touch with reality. Yeah, they kept shouting her down. They wouldn't let her speak. She tried to speak to them as if they were, children. Like, just stop it now. Just stop it. Just stop it. And what she doesn't understand is they're not going to talk. They're not going to do that. Talk about reaping what she's sown. It was fantastic. Total Nancy implosion, Fred said. Time to cut federal funding to California. Absolutely agree, Hugh. Thank you for the flowers, Robert. Yeah, she couldn't get a word in edgewise. And basically their message, clear-cut message is, we want amnesty. And we want everybody else who's here to have amnesty. So you're talking about 11 million people plus that they want citizenship, and they want citizenship for the parents that brought them over here illegally. So I don't know what's going to happen with this, because I think that people are going to be really upset with the president if he goes ahead and does anything that's close to amnesty and signs for it. Thank you, Hugh, for the flowers. Love the roses. Thank you. Is that Anthony, your California Anthony Sabato, listening in again? I hope he does soon. He did before, so hopefully he'll come back and see that we do support him, as long as he supports no amnesty. So, what do you guys think? Are you worried about that there's going to be amnesty for the 800,000? What are your thoughts? So, because that there are a lot of people who are very much Trump supporters and always have been, are really concerned about this amnesty issue. And I think, again, if you look back at what the executive order, the unconstitutional executive order that we had, if you look at the terms of that, looking at it now, it's not so bad. Yeah, the age she was visibly scolding. Are you talking, was that the African-American woman that was standing to, it would have been her right? Hey, Ron, stop all illegals. It steals from the American people, Ron says. Yep. That would be sending the wrong message to the world that we don't follow any immigration policies. Correct. No amnesty, Lori said. Would you be okay with what we had before, which was you get your green card, you get your legal residency, and then I guess you'd stand in line and try to get citizenship at some point, which they didn't, I don't know if you can or not. I couldn't tell whom she sure had that finger shaking. Yeah, it was funny. She said, oh, they don't want to listen. They don't want DACA. Yeah. Wow, 8,000 and up, Shauna said, for a green card. Shauna, I don't know if it's that much, because I knew somebody here from Canada who got a green card, and I don't think they paid that much. Yes, a way to citizenship will be good. Did anyone actually believe it will ever be truly eradicated? Green card means you have sponsors. Yeah. And you wonder, I guess, but that's one of the things that they can have. No to illegal citizenship. But as I said before, those 800,000 people, they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. President Trump already said that he's only going to get rid of those people by deportation, those that have committed and broken a law after they've come here. If they cannot bring or get it for parents, no welfare, and have to have jobs. Well, and they're saying that the benefit of the 800,000 is, look at this. These people already have the education that raise the act that they got it. This country built through illegal citizens? No, I don't think so. Took 75 years for my friend to get 7.5. 7.5 in Ireland. A dressage rider friend from Germany needed sponsor, and they paid $8,000. Woo! That's crazy. The money the U.S. puts out for dreamers and their parents costs a lot of money. Yes. Hey, Gary, good morning. Good to see you again. It's a ton of money, but, you know, I don't know. Other people who can come here, hey, Teresa, that can come here can get, you know, a green card or legal resident. I guess they should be allowed to get it too. They had to prove they were not taking a job from an American. How long ago was that, Shauna? Susan, I think we should take turns bringing donuts in every morning. Good idea, Lori. And maybe somebody else could bring the coffee. Yep, we were built on Christian values. That's right. 10 years. Where does the green card money go to? Somebody's pocket. Federal government. Hey, good morning, Robin. How are you? Well, tell them they can stay. However, the real lawbreakers, the parents, should be sent back. Yeah, they're not going to send the parents back either. They really are not going to. So, I mean, again, you've got 11,000 people staying here. They're just not, so far, citizens. Hey, Kim. So, you know, I don't know what you do with them. I mean, to me, it's you keep the same thing that you have. Yeah, local elections. We talked about that the other day, Mighty Blessed One, that Maryland was allowing people to do that. 800 is what you heard, Danielle. I mean, that sounds a little bit more reasonable than 8,000, but, you know. Screen card money goes to the same place. Red Cross money goes to admin's pocket. There you go. The green card money, Shauna said, goes to the same place. Goes right to your pocket, the federal government's pocket. Yes, if they are of an age of majority, send mom and dad back. Yeah, because they're always talking about, you know, you want to separate the kids from the parents. What you saw yesterday, did you see any children there yesterday? You saw everybody who was at least, it looked to me like over 18. I have an unspoken prayer request. If you could please ask everyone to keep me in their prayers. Everybody, if you could please keep Robin in your prayers. She has an unspoken prayer request. If you could please pray for her, she would really appreciate it. We will, Robin. We pray for your healing. We pray for whatever it is that you need from God, that those prayers be answered. Yep, for Robin's healing. Amen. Everybody is praying for you, Robin. I know Robin appreciates it very much. Thanks, Robert. Let's see. My goodness. This one is a little bit kind of odd. Tillerson basically says he's tightening the U.S. visa guidelines. And basically now the way that a person can be deemed having lied on their application, if it's inconsistent in any way. For example, they gave an example of if a tourist asks for a visa, then comes to the U.S. and gets married, that's not considered legitimate. That looks like they lied, and so therefore they shouldn't get the visa to stay here. So I don't know how they're going to determine all of that. I'm not sure why they're tightening the visa guidelines. I mean, I'm all for that, but it seems odd right now to be coming when they're doing DACA. And, you know, I know DACA doesn't have anything to do with visas, but I don't know. Visa guidelines or work permits, 3 months visit only. Yeah. So, I mean, it's not DACA, but it just seems odd to be tackling that along with this at the same time when there's so much about DACA that isn't worked out. You and I both know that the Democrats are going to try to get amnesty for these people. Because if they were going to do the same thing that Obama did, they would go ahead and do it right now. If they want to stay, they need to pursue citizenship. Your uncle is gay. Well, that's good. Got to go to work. Have a great day. You too, Lori. Hey, Danielle. Yes, we sponsored someone legally. We had to prove we could support them financially until approved. Okay, Shauna, are they permitted to be on the organ donor list while here? I have no idea. I saw yesterday on the 700 Club that some churches are hiding some illegals, so wrong, praying for a Robin. Yeah, and churches do that. I mean, churches make it a sanctuary situation for themselves and whoever they have. And a lot of those churches are probably hiding them because of the fact that they're getting money off of them. So they're protecting them for about $2,000 a month that they're getting in their pockets if they're one of the 9 charities in the United States. Robin says, thank you to everybody for the prayers. Catholic Church is getting money for them. Yep, Danielle, a little over $2,000 per person. Toys R Us filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Seems like the competition is too fierce. And so they're going to be doing a reorganization and see how that works out for them. What did Bannon say, Barbara? He was talking about the money coming for the illegals? Is that what he was talking about? Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, that I've had several guests on my show who have talked about that. That is a fact. And again, there's only 9 organizations, nonprofits in the United States that are allowed to get that money. So if you were to make that where a lot more people involved, a lot more organizations, that money would be spread out and there wouldn't be so many people trying to hoard that money. And the illegal immigration population would suddenly not look as great to them. Okay, Danielle, you take care. Tell Jerry I said hello. I haven't seen her in a while. Hope she comes back soon. My childhood has died. Toys no longer amuse kids. All electronics, internet, and video. True. Church gets paid, and they want them to stay because they give to the church. Yep. Bannon said churches want illegal immigration because of self-interest. That's true, Julia. Self-interest, and it's the money. Follow the money. It's big business. And like I said, otherwise, they wouldn't be wanting them as badly. No, Bannon's not a lunatic, John, but, you know. It is the truth because there are 9 organizations, look it up, in the United States. They get about $2,000 per person. So there's an interest in having illegal immigrants there based upon money, just the money alone. And there may be other interests, but the money alone is going to be something that would draw churches and any other organization that was getting the money. So Bannon is correct, and I've had guests on my show, several of them, that have confirmed the same exact thing. System is so messed up. It is. Is that in all states? Yes, Teresa. Wherever that nonprofit organization is, the 9, they're getting that money. And if they have offices in other states, then they'll just take them in the other states and still get that money. Yes, Amazon is not making it easy for smaller companies. That's true. Is it just that? It's a, hey, look over here situation. Yeah. I mean, you know, again, if you want to do it because you want to be charitable, and that's what you are as a church and you're like, or organization, and you're saying, we truly believe this, we're taking money out of our own pockets, I might have more sympathy for what you're doing. But to me, with money involved and this much money, and you're taking that money, you're getting money off of it to fulfill your own self-interest. Also, keep looking at Maria. It's a category 5, the last I heard. They get hundreds of millions. Yep. A lot of money. And you wouldn't want to see that money going now, would you, Julia? If you're that one of those 9 organizations. And again, that's a pile of money for those organizations, a small number of organizations. Hey, Cooper. John, just because somebody gets indicted, if you were a boss of a company and somebody in your company got indicted, does that mean that you're guilty? You got to ask yourself. Just because you think that Manafort may get indicted doesn't mean that anybody else is going to get indicted or anybody else is in trouble. But I do think that's one way that the Obama administration was allowed to get information, I know, on President Trump by going through and saying, oh, well, this is for Manafort. And that whole thing about Manafort was done on a false dossier. So there you go. Great news for Trump Sunday night. He won his first Emmy. No, he didn't. But John, you're a troll, so you have to leave, buddy. Hey, Robert, how are you? So we got rid of the troll. So that Maria category 5 in the Caribbean, they said it destroyed Dominica. And It's headed to Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. I know a person who has family in Puerto Rico. They're very worried about the family there. Yeah, I know. John just got the troll Emmy. He had to go polish it, so he had to leave. Um, Something in Houston that's going on. There's aerial spraying of insecticide in Houston. They say that's due to Harvey. Political, they would never touch it. Praying for everyone in the path of Maria. I know, Robin. This, I mean, whew, it's going to be as bad, if not bad, worse than Harvey and Irma. I mean, it's really looking like it's going to be a serious problem. But I'm concerned. I don't know if you guys are concerned. I'm concerned about aerial spraying of insecticide over Houston because of Harvey. Why would you want that over Obama's house? I didn't say it, so you'd have to ask the person who did. Hey, Barry, good to see you. Pray for people to pray. Insecticides for what purpose? Well, they're saying that there would be some, mosquitoes, perhaps. And the mosquitoes, they're saying that they don't really think that there would be a problem in Houston all that much, but they want to go ahead and spray for the people who are going to be cleaning up stuff. They don't want them to be, fighting bugs or whatever. They're looking at spraying 6 million acres. That's a lot. And they maybe just want to, prevent, they're saying West Nile and Zika. Yes. They could be a big problem, but I don't like a spraying of insecticides like that if you don't have any proof that there's a problem. So, for example, if you put up those boxes that they put up, they hang in trees, if they catch the mosquitoes and find out that those mosquitoes have West Nile, then you may have to go ahead and spray. But until then, you're just saying, oh, I think there may be a problem somewhere down the line, and you're just going ahead and spraying. Those insecticides could cause a lot of problems. You fog your backyard? Yeah, well, a lot of people spray. They wouldn't tell you if they were up to something. Yeah, probably not. Leave it to the experts. Robert, are they really the experts? See, that's the problem. Sometimes we leave things to who we think are the experts, like the climate change people, like the experts that they've appointed in the past on climate change. None of those people were really experts. We have problems up here in North Texas. Our cities spray. The elites are more concerned about climate change than the people affected by the hurricanes. That's true, just that. Yeah, we know in California, how everybody is an expert. Yeah, they spray from the truck and play. I'm just not. I don't like that. But I mean, it's. I give my horse gets a shot for West Nile virus as a vaccine to prevent it. So I would rather do that. We ran behind mosquito trucks as kids. Oh, God, Teresa. Wow. Spraying can cause health problems, particularly with the elderly. So we don't trust experts anymore. Robert, get my point. Just because you say you're an expert doesn't mean you're an expert. Just because you say you're an expert doesn't mean you're an expert in that field. National Weather Service reports Trump will not allow Hurricane Maria to cross the border. Good, George. I don't know what's in the chemistry compound of what they're spraying. I have no idea. But, I think they should be a little bit more cautious. And again, if you have a problem, if you know there's a known problem, the spraying may have to take place. Do you think professions select based on skill sets? I don't know what you're talking about. That's kind of general. I have no idea what you mean by that, Robert. But I do know that there have been experts that look at things, like, for example, in agriculture, and they weren't degreed in agriculture. I know. Let's take. Well, you can always block people, Marianne. Our mosquito trucks spray oil to land and water to drown larvae. Hopefully that doesn't go anywhere else. Did everybody see what happened last night with Georgia Tech? There were protests in Georgia Tech, like Betsy DeVos. Well, I think Betsy DeVos, she has had some indications of, experience in what she's doing. I don't think she's an expert. I don't know, Tillerson isn't an expert in a degree in the State Department. You've got to have some things, Yeah, I'm supportive of Trump trying to get rid of the Iran deal. I think it was a horrible deal. Al Gore is an expert. That's right, Gary. He's an expert in everything. And everything that's in his mind of being an expert. And they're finding out still with climate change that all the studies, again, were wrong and misinformation. Do I crave war that badly? Zappy, you take one thing that I say and then you put it onto something else I didn't say. So not sure why you do that. Maybe you're just a troll, but not sure. So how do we know who to trust? Well, we have to do our research, don't we? We really have to do our research, find out who people are, find out if they say they have something. Why do I love Israel so much? Are you familiar with the Bible, Zappy? Anyway, let's get back to Georgia Tech. So there was a LGBT leader who it kind of appears, from first glance anyway, that he may have wanted to be killed, suicide by cop. I'm not sure. Okay, well, you're a racist. Don't come in with your racist tone. And so he was, according to reports, he was wielding a knife at police. He wouldn't stop when they asked him to, and they shot and killed him. So last night they protested, and 3 were arrested. I saw briefly that there were some police cars that were caught on fire. Set on fire, I should say. So I'm not sure what they hope to gain out of that. Why not a taser? Well, Lori, I can say, having gone through the police academy, hey Hassan, never in a situation where it was life and death. But when it's time, if somebody has something coming at you, you don't have time sometimes, hey Nancy, to think, okay, should I grab my taser? Should I get my gun? Should I get my baton? What should I do? The thing of it is, when somebody's coming at you with a knife and they're not putting it down and you've asked over and over, a knife can kill you. So a taser typically doesn't kill you, right? So if I'm on the other end of a receiving end of having somebody come after me with a knife, I'm going to shoot them. It's not about training. Police are pretty trained. But it's, you go out there on the streets and have somebody come after you with a knife, and then you decide how you're going to act. I mean, it's easy for us to sit here and, armchair quarterback. But when you're put in that situation, it's a whole lot different. I know Dolly Parton was an absolute surprise and a disappointment to see her Trump bashing. But probably did it for the attention. If you guys would, please retweet this. We're at the halfway point. I would really appreciate it if you would share it and retweet and invite your followers. Thank you. What's your what, Robert? What's your question? It's dangerous being mentally ill, and the police did their job. Yes, she did. I missed it. Yes, she did. You cannot always tell knife or gun. Disappointing, Dolly. Bye-bye. No more, Dollywood. Police have a cultural problem. No, the police don't have a cultural problem. Again, if you don't like police, go for a ride-along. Ask them one day, go down there, sign up, and go for a ride-along in your community. I think you'll have a different appreciation for the police department. Now, I don't think they have a cultural problem. They have a I want to survive issue, if that's what the cultural problem you're talking about, and they want to go home to their families just like you want to go home to yours. If you listen to what Dolly said, she was deflecting what those other morons said. Yeah, Hugh, she's probably like a deer in a headlight. She probably didn't even know what was going on. No, they don't think going home at night is the most important thing. But what they think of is, they're going to be safe. And I don't blame them. Yeah, look at what the police put up with daily. And as I said, go for a ride along. Go with them and see what it's like. Their training, I went through their training. There's nothing wrong with their training. It was great training. We were trained in a lot of different areas. I'm good. How are you, Glow? It's pretty good training. It's just that, yeah, every traffic stop. People think, oh, it's just a traffic stop and nothing, no problem. That's where, cops get killed in traffic stops. They get killed the most in domestic violence situations, where you're going and somebody's been beaten up and they call you and you go there. They don't kill so many people, Robert. You listen to the left-wing media and you believe everything that you hear. Love our police and sheriff's department here. Pray for them all the time, Robin said. Absolutely. He was warned numerous times. I think he was wanting a specific outcome. Yes, he wanted to be killed by a police officer. It's called suicide by cop, and that's what it sounds like. Undercover busted some folks at my driveway, found 2 syringes and towed the car. Oh, he had a suicide note, Barbara's saying as well. They should make more money, in my opinion. Absolutely. Well, why are you scared of cops? You shouldn't be scared of cops. Hey, Aletha. Cops, you watch TV. You watch too much TV. You watch too much of the left telling you that this is an issue. Ever been arrested? No, I've never broken the law. Some police departments have trouble finding new recruits. And you copy a lot of that is because they don't pay very well. I would not do that these days. There's no way you could pay me to be a police officer. I know. When a police officer tells you to do something, don't sit there and tell them, oh, well, I'm from the planet Zebo, and I don't have to listen to you. No, they don't get exonerated when the victims are black, not white. That's not true. Go look at statistics. Quit listening to left-wing news. If you want to feed into it and you want to believe garbage, I guess you will. But go and do your own research. Find out the real truth. Don't be fed information. We all break the law? Okay. No, but okay. Tough job. Put their life on the line every day. Find the facts. Exactly. Stop and come and see. Comply and don't die, Amanda said. Nobody said that they're saying that brown or black folks didn't comply. Nobody said that. You're making things up again. So also in St. Louis, there was another night of protests and rioting. I don't think this time it turned out as bad as the night before, where so many people, well, MHN, that's, or hockey, I'll just call you hockey dude. That happens. Everybody has a different life experience. But that's why you can't generalize. And again, if you want to go find the statistics, do that. If you want to just spout what the left says, then I guess you're going to do that. But it doesn't mean it's the truth. It fits a narrative that they're trying to push. I want the truth. I don't want a narrative. I don't want a false narrative. I don't want somebody else's stuff. I want to find out for myself. No, I didn't say that. I said the cops, I think, have pretty good training. I took the training, so I can say it. I give you my opinion on that because I took the training. Did you take the training? I don't think so. Anyway, St. Louis had another night, like I said. Pretty much when it started to rain, a lot of people ran. Thunder and lightning kind of, all these people who were gung-ho kind of said, oh, whoops, maybe not so gung-ho. It's raining. So they left. The night before, people got they called it kettled. See, they do this so much. They know the lingo. Yeah, they got surrounded by the police, and then they all got arrested. So the guy who was exactly Life Talk, look for the truth and not for the narrative. Were they mostly black? No. Compliance is de-escalating step for officers, not increases tension exponentially. Drug dealer trying to run over and kill policemen. I know. I mean, when you see things about, like in St. Louis, and like I said, the night before, all these people were arrested, and they should have been, because they were told countless times, leave the area, and they disobeyed the order. They didn't want to leave the area. Again, when you're surrounded by that many people, You're not going to let that many people stand there and break out windows all night long. It's just not going to happen. So the guy who was on Periscope, he was one of them who'd earlier lied and told the police that he was a reporter, that he was the press. He wasn't. He was his own press in his own head. So he got arrested. And the police, you can see it on the tape. They barely touched him. And he's like, oh, my God, they're beating me. They're beating me. I mean, so, but my question is for the people who, Uncle Kid is going to visit us. Why no guard? Why no, who knows? Maybe nobody else wanted to go out there with them. But I want to know, the people that are in St. Louis, what do they hope to achieve from the protests and the riots? What is the ultimate gain? What are they going to do? Do they want the officer to be brought back and put in jail after he was found innocent? I don't know what they want. Hey, John. So, I mean, you riot night after night. Angry people need redress. Well, that's not the way to do it. So, it's lawlessness. It's always mass hysteria for nothing. I know. I mean, you're angry. Okay, a lot of people are angry, and it's okay to vent your anger, but it's not okay to vent your anger in an inappropriate way. And having riots and protests, breaking windows, hurting people, blah, 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 the people are rising up. Well, the people are going to be, put back down in jail. I mean, if you want to rise up, you want to break the law, you're going to go to jail. I mean, that's just the way it is. The protesters were afraid of rain. A little rain, that's a laugh. I know, Josette. They ran, they scattered. It's like, oh my God, it's raining. Day after Trump, yeah, it's Islam, Trojan horse, DC tents, they use BLM. Well, I'm angry at people sucking off the system, and I'm not protesting and doing damage. Exactly. Mob rule never works. If I'm going to riot, I'm going to Tiffany's in Beverly Hills. Well, this isn't England. This is America. We don't allow lawlessness. Your own mom didn't let you behave like that. The far left are being exposed. And Antonio, their own people that they think are their own people are turning on them as well. So all these people that they thought had their backs, suddenly they're like, we don't like you either. So they're like, whoa, what do we do now? No, we rose up against the English. Well, good luck with that, Robert. We'll see you in jail. Hope you get somebody to bail you out then, because you're not going to be able to have lawlessness like that in the United States. It's not going to work. Some of the things, too, in the news, the Trump administration loosened the Obama-era restriction on CIA drone strikes. So they want this to help them with ISIS and Al-Qaeda. And they're saying now that it's more in line with what the military standards are, and that would allow for some civilian casualties as long as they are weighed proportionately by the commander who's responsible for the entire operation. Yeah. Yeah, the founding fathers had to struggle with lawlessness and trying to get that under order. Whenever you have lawlessness, it makes chaos. And, of course, that's what the far left wants you to do, wants you to have chaos so that they can stay in power and they can shut everybody down, put them under martial law, whatever. No, we don't have to keep the people happy. The people need to be responsible for their own actions. Or what, Robert? And look who turned on her, DACA kids. I know. She could have used a Xanax. Hello, Euro. How are you? So you justify civilian casualties in drone bombing. If it's ISIS and it's Al-Qaeda and it's overseas, yeah, you betcha. Unfortunately, that happens. It's called a war. And unfortunately, innocent people always get killed in wars. Always. They're destroying people, businesses wrong, and you have people on CNN defending them. Of course. You don't think the government should try to keep its people happy? We don't work for the government. The government shouldn't try to do whatever for me. The government works for me. I don't work for the government. They don't need to keep me happy. I'm responsible for my own self, and I'm responsible for my own actions. Speaking of being responsible for your own actions, Hillary's new book, What Happened? Yeah, what happened with your What Happened book, Hillary? Thank you, Political. Ah, there's only losers in war, Hughes said. Yeah, it's true. War is not a good thing. Sometimes it happens. Hillary is going to question election now. Well, no, you know what, Political? All she did that for was for publicity. She's not going to do anything. She's not going to question the election, because if you question the election and open things up, you're going to find out everything that she did illegal or allegedly illegal. So she's not going to do that. That was trying to sell her book. Go back into the woods, Marianne said. I mean, if you're desperate to sell a book, you're going to say things like that. So, and she's pretty desperate. And she was behind that View person getting canned. Oh, that Jedediah Bila. She didn't get canned. She said she quit. I don't know. She's rallied harder for her book than her campaign. Lori is probably all she has. She said she's trying to stay relevant. Yep. My new Twitter poll is 90% against her book. Good. I mean, who would be for it? Hillary is just one big joke now. I believe everyone knows it too, even the left. Meghan McCain to The View. Oh, good Lord. Doesn't really matter who they put it. How many people watch The View? I mean, seriously. Please run in 2020 and Mitt McMuffin and Pelosi. This is the same woman who said she admires the racist Margaret Sanger. Yep. Rumor is Meghan McCain going to join The View. I don't even care who joins The View. I don't watch it. I don't even know what channel it's on or if it's even on. I mean, I know it'd be worse than torture. Well, that's good, Hurley. That's fine. And more than watch you there. Hillary reminds me of the Roadrunner always getting blown up but still keeps going. Hillary is Teflon Hillary. She lands back on her feet every time. South Korea is also considering redeployment of its tactical nuclear weapons because of what's happening with North Korea. And General Mattis has met with them and knows that. Yeah, the View is a disgusting joke. Yep. That's right, Kim. I saw the show, The Moron's View, Cully said. The View won't allow audience comments, controlled crowd there, I'm sure. Israel, last night, intercepted a Hezbollah drone between the Syria and Israeli border, and they shot it out of the sky. The world is on edge. Absolutely, Pat. And I don't know if you know, did we send missiles to North Korea? No. Why does anyone go to be in the audience? Hopefully, maybe Barbara, because they're hoping for free stuff. I don't know. There's a lot being said about September 23rd. I don't know if you've heard about that. That would be this Saturday. And basically, the 23rd, if you look at Revelation 12, what that is supposed to mark, according to some people, is the beginning of Jacob's trouble. And that means that the tribulation period is soon to follow. That doesn't mean right away. It doesn't mean the same day or 5 minutes from then, but soon to follow. And supposedly what's supposed to happen in Jerusalem is that for 3 hours, beginning I think at noon, I believe, is that the skies will grow dark for 3 hours. So we'll see what happens with that. There are a lot of people saying, "Oh, that's the day that the rapture occurs," but nobody knows the day, the time of the rapture. It is pretty broad, but if you are a pre-tribber, then that means that if the tribulation is going to start soon after the 23rd, then you would be gone before then. I think a big earthquake is coming. They had that 3.6. And political, that 3.6 is nothing. We have those here all the time. The left wants Air Jordans and iPhones. iPhone X's, John said. Well, it may be silly to you, Robert. It's not silly to a lot of people, but, any conservative they put on The View doesn't last long at all. No. I mean, how could you stand that? Yep, pre-trib, Mike. I don't want to be here after the 23rd if that's the beginning. Well, Carmen, that would be, not up to you, but you know what I'm saying? You'll be raptured if you're a believer and that's going to occur. Utah had a 3.3 and Park City felt it. Yeah, Idaho has had bigger earthquakes than that. But it's been about 40 years. I was there for the Northridge one. Yeah. Uh, Political, we had one after that. We had one on an Eastern. I can't remember. It was more than 5 years ago. But it was pretty bad. And it lasted a long time. The date has been floating around for 3 years, Robin said. I know. Only God knows the date and the time for his return. So trying to second guess it, would be crazy. I would watch an episode of The View if they had Diamond and Silk or Steven Crowder on it. I don't think they'd want to come on. So 3.3 is big. It's on the major fault line. Yeah, well, maybe for Utah, Robert, but it isn't here. Earthquakes are the worst. They're pretty bad, especially the ones that open up the earth. They can be pretty scary. I don't know if you heard, but Senator Graham and Cassidy have a bill out that they're hoping would be a repeal and replace for, we wouldn't have known that, Robert, if you hadn't told us, for Obamacare. But I'm really not liking this bill at all. They would keep much of the Obamacare tax structure in place. It would give money back to the states in the form of block grants so they can design their own healthcare systems. I don't like that at all because, they're hoping for 50 votes. Already the same three, Murkowski, Collins, and McCain, are sort of signaling that they may not be voting for it. Hey, Ruthie, I don't think it's a good one. I really don't. I don't think that, for example, California, what they will do, they'll make it worse than Obamacare. They really will. I mean, get rid of it. Go back to the system of having insurance and having an ability to get insurance across state lines. I mean, this doesn't have to be this difficult. And it's being made difficult because the Republicans don't want it. That makes my heart sink when someone says they aren't a believer. I know, Teresa. Repeal and replace. Yeah, maybe you can pray for Robert. But again, it said the bill would give states $1.2 trillion from 2021 to 2026. States that expanded Medicaid under Obamacare would receive less. And that's why Murkowski isn't really for it, because she'll get less money. And see, all those people, all these senators, their states have gotten so much money. Now they don't want to give it up. And they don't really care if it's good for you, good for them, or whatever. They just don't want to give it up. And we need repeal. It's unaffordable. Yeah, Ruthie, especially if California gets the ability to do what they want in the state, they'll have a single payer system, and it'll be worse than Obamacare. That's exactly what they'll do. So it's not going to be good. Hey, good morning, Christian. How are you? It's all horrible. My daughter is losing insurance for the third time. I know, Robin. People aren't going to be able to afford insurance. And again, California's going to look at that and say, well, you don't have to. We're just going to do a single payer system. None of the money will come out of your pocket. All will be well. But your taxes, on the other hand, they're going to go up. Arizona's in a bad way. I have family there. Premiums out of control. Yeah, Harley, really bad. And then you've got John McCain. Now, Governor Ducey said he's okay with the Graham Cassidy bill. He likes it. But John McCain, he's not really liking it. So I'm sure John is going to want to come in and give the thumbs down as quickly as he can. So they've sent that out to have an evaluation to see, what the cost is going to be, and we'll see what happens. I just think go back to allowing insurance companies to sell you insurance. Thank you, Barbara, for the super hearts. California needs to get with it. Illegals suck the system dry, and we taxpayers pay for it. That's right, Ruthie. And they know it. If the righteous many do not confront the... Boy, I can't read all of that with the symbols. I wish I could read it, Lamar, but it's so hard to read it that quickly with the symbols. Okay, I'll try to get it this time. Or just put it in words and maybe I can actually get it. According to Bloomberg, they're saying that Equifax was hacked 5 months before the date it disclosed as the date it was hacked. Thank you, Carmen, for the super hearts. So that kind of changes the story. John McCain loves his health care. Yeah, he gets really excellent health care. Bernie Sanders is pushing for single payer. Yep, Josette, he is. And Socialist California would love to have it. So this is interesting, too. In Oregon Governor Kate Brown had a signing ceremony Monday to commemorate a new law making abortion free for everyone in the state, including illegals. Saying to lead productive and thriving lives, Oregonians, well, productive and thriving lives, I guess, unless you're a fetus, Oregonians must have the ability to control their bodies and make informed decisions about their health care. I'm proud to sign legislation that expands access to basic reproductive health services for all Oregonians, again, unless you're a fetus, regardless of where they live, where they come from, or how they identify as a person, unless you're a fetus. Now, here's one thing that identifies a pregnant male. There you go. Well, Huey, they'll give you an abortion if you want it. 5 months, there's a class action. State representative in Oregon, Jeff Barker, I think had the weirdest type comment on this that you could get. He said, the law ensures Oregonians can use their health care services when they need them, regardless of their economic status and gender identity or their citizenship or citizen status. Oregon has a long history of defending reproductive freedom, unless you're a fetus, but rights don't matter if you can't afford access to them. He also, now this is the part that was just so, makes your head spin. Exactly, Ruth. Here's the part that makes your head spin. Now, Jeff Barker read a postcard from his daughter, all right? Get the irony of this. He read a postcard from his daughter saying, it says, Dad, thanks for being a sponsor of HB 3391. As your daughter, the one that didn't get aborted, that's what I added, it means a lot to me that you take women's health care so seriously. Mr. Barker read, drawing awes from the crowd. I love you. Thanks. Your daughter, Heather. Well, it's nice that Heather has a voice because, see, Heather wasn't aborted. So when you're sitting here talking about, I got this cute little postcard from my daughter thanking me for the free abortions, although we didn't use it on our daughter. I know it's sickening, Robin. As Robin said, totally sickening. So I find that extremely ironic. It's just crazy. The world is upside down. I'm telling you. How you can stand there and say that. Jesus has tried to come back, keeps getting aborted. Heather had an option to speak. Little unborns have no right. I know it's nuts. Absolutely nuts. And you know what? They will never see the irony in it. It will be like, oh, okay, that's a cute little card. And again, the crowd, everybody's going, aw. Someone needs to send him postcards from the aborted. There you go, Julia. Wonderful idea. Wonderful idea. I like Julia's idea. Sending him postcards from the aborted. Saying, gosh, I wish I'd had a voice like your daughter does. That would have been great. I would have chosen life over death. Those postcards would be very good. And maybe that's something, Julia, I don't know if you want to start something with it, talk to us about it, and I'd be more than willing to write a postcard. You wish you were here? Yeah, exactly. I wish I was here. Thanks. Maybe you could have been my father. Did not regret. Jesus would be called a racist if he were smack in front of the leftists. Probably, Ruthie. Probably true. It's sad. What's the guy's name? Jeff Barker. State Representative Jeff Barker. B-A-R-K-E-R. He's a Democrat and chief sponsor of that abortion bill. What about the women who will never be heard because they were aborted? Yeah, well, we didn't think about them now, did we? Crazy. I'm telling you, the world is upside down. Upside down. Listen, you guys, thank you so much for coming here today. I really appreciate it. We've run out of time again. If you would please retweet this and share this, I would really, really, really appreciate it. And we'll be back again tomorrow. Thanks so much for being here. Appreciate your support. God bless you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know. Drama free. Just go ahead and do the replay. So it was a pretty good one today. We had a lot of discussion. So thank you, guys. Take care. God bless you. Thank you, YouTube people. Thank you. If you would give me a thumbs up, that would be great. If not, hey, that would still be great that you're here. So thank you so much. I'll see you again tomorrow. God bless.